In this video, we're going to explore how to create a copy of the construction blocks that we created in activity 122 and use them for activity 213. So in order to do so, I'm going to go ahead and within our practice folder, I'm going to create a new folder for activity 213 called Putting It Together. I'm going to go ahead and scroll up till I find activity 122, which was our 3D solid modeling. And here we ended up having a construction blocks file that we created. So here I had a couple that I was working on, but the one I want the design file that has all the blocks modeled in it. So I'm going to right click on it and I'm going to choose to copy. When I go to copy, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on up here at the top the IED practice folder that I'm working in. And I'm going to scroll down until I find the folder that I just created. I can double click inside the folder and I can say copy. So that's going to make a copy of that file and put it into that particular folder. Going down to activity 213, put it together, you're going to be able to see now we end up having our construction blocks. So when we modeled the construction blocks, we went through and did this as a top-down modeling approach where all of our blocks were modeled in one design file. So that is a top-down modeling approach. So what I'm going to do here is the wedge is one of our components. I'm also going to go through and I think I forgot to add an appearance to this. So let me go ahead and grab and put that on there. There we go. So here's one thing I'm going to do is I want to make sure that this top level is activated. I want the wedge to show up. I want to turn on the visibility for the arch. And I want to turn on the visibility for the tall, thin block. Now you're going to see them all kind of bunched up together. I'm going to right click on the arch in the name in the browser. And I'm going to choose ground. So I want to ground this component. And in that way, when I try to click and drag and move it around, it's not going to move. But I can still move these blocks, which is what I would like. From here, I can do my assembly. I'm going to go up to Joint, Capture the Position. So we always want to choose Capture Position. And I want to look at what corner. So I may want to rotate down just a little bit here. And I'm pretty sure I want to go through and pick as I zoom in here. So again, the joint origin is going to snap to specific points. So I'm going to pick and if I'm on a face, I can hold control. If I'm on a Windows machine, I can hold Control. If I'm on a Mac, I can hold the Command key on my keyboard to lock in on that face. And I'm going to choose this corner right here. Then going to my arch block, again on this face, want to make sure those faces match. Here's this corner. If I need to, I can also spin this around to 0 degrees or 180 degrees from its positioning, and that will go through and apply and the type of constraint I want or joint is rigid, and I'll say OK. Now when I click and drag, you'll see I cannot move that wedge block, and then it does have a rigid symbol placed on it. It also highlights down here in your timeline, as well as providing a new joints folder with that particular one rigid joint identified in that joints folder. All right, the next joint that I will go through and apply will be on the thin block. I'm going to rotate around to the bottom a little bit here, and you're going to see that along this edge here right in the middle, so I want to choose this middle portion, so you'll see the joint origin identified there, and I want to find the corresponding point here on the back of the wedge, and they both should be facing in the same direction. So when I click, that will go through and place that block right in the middle. I can say OK. The rigid joint is applied. If I click and drag on any of the parts, they don't move, meaning my assembly is fully constrained. So this will finish up how to create your construction block assembly for activity 213, and this will also be used in a future activity dealing with how to create an assembly drawing.